Websec.fr challenge, and the challenge that I'm going to be doing today is going to be called level 20. So let's get started. So with this challenge, it says since there's nothing that a good blacklist can fix, we're using unserialized with a bulletproof one for one of our amazing to-do list. You get the source here. So if we press 1, let's see what it adds right here. It adds an item to it every time. So it adds like some kind of item. So item, it makes a list of items. That's what I'm guessing it's happening. So if we check the source code here, we see that we have clash, function destruct, global flag, and echo flag. So this, I guess, calls out the flag features, and this is the class flag. Then we have sanitize, and this doesn't matter for the most part, but we want to check it is set value. So value and post empty. So it has to have some kind of value. So this adds values to our, I guess, I guess this little list that we have here. So I guess there's nothing right here that we could use for the most part, but what we want to be able to use is this sanitize feature. This where the bypass comes into play. Then we have Ionics bypass won't save you this time. We have like 2 bypasses, and this has to do with serialization. So if you guys didn't know, with serialization, most of it, serialization starts with serialization 0 PHP. So serialization in PHP usually starts with a 0 colon. That's what it usually starts with every time we, I guess, serialize something for the most part. So, and that's the thing with this challenge, that they're filtering out serialization that starts with 0, as you can see right here. So we have to find a way to bypass this whole thing right here. So it returns the serialization into our source code, and we could print out the flag feature. So how do we do this? How do we solve this challenge? So, well, I guess what I discovered just going through the web is that if we look right here, we say an exploit payload, and then we pass in, we have the URL, which is the websec for real index.php, and then we pass in the cookie value, and with the data value, which is we can see right here the cookie data. So we have that set. Now we send a get request with our payload, and then what we're sending with our payload is basically C-4, and then right here is the flag value. So what exactly are we doing with this, and why is this value right here empty? So this is just for to throw it off, but this flag value right here and this C value right here, if you guys didn't know, is that one way to bypass this 0 part is basically by using a C value. If we could use a C value instead of this 0 part, which will then call the return unserialized data, which will then print out the flag, the class flag, along with, it will echo out our flag value. So that's basically it for this challenge. Just basically understanding that with serialization, you could bypass it with a 0 value. And then I think if I just Google serialization, serialization PHP CTF. So I think, like, see right here, most of it starts with 0. So I guess, yeah, most of it starts with 0, but like a popular escape will be the C value, and I don't think they have it noted right here. Find a gadget, construct PHP value. But yeah, that's one way of getting, I guess, past that part of the code, because if we run that specific value, we could get it to work. See right here, it starts with 0. And one way you could start PHP serialization starts with, let's see, right here, Control F, C, semicolon. So C is the object, and what we want to print out is the flag. So I guess if we run my code right here, it should work. Python 3 solve 20 .py, and then we should see it right here. Websec CV 2012 law fun thanks to ironic, but this was the only pipe pass. So yeah, that was about it for this challenge. I was just basically understanding that except of using 0, we could also use C as well, and that was like basically it for this challenge, just bypassing that part. And if you click on any of these solutions, they'll tell you the exact same thing. But yeah, that was about it for challenge 20, just understanding that part. But yeah, that's about it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.